Budgeting is the key to living a satisfactory financial life. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Juliana. I am a beauty enthusiast that comes from a financial background. So they are the two things I love, and they are the two things you'll be seeing on my channel. So today is a different kind of video, and it's the first of its kind. It's going to be a financial based video, and we're going to be talking about budgeting and how to make the most out of your money. I believe budgeting should be personalized. I could literally just put out a video for everybody to use, but it's not going to work perfectly for you. Budgeting needs to be tailor-made for you, because you and me, we are going to be different. Our expenses are going to be different. Our income are going to be different. Our goals in life are going to be different. What we aim to do in the future, they're also going to be different. So this is going to be personal to you, because I'm going to try and make sure it fits into your lifestyle. So in today's video, we are going to look at all the parameters that pertains to budgeting. And in my second video, what we'll be doing is we're going to pull together all these parameters, and we are then going to create a budget spreadsheet that will fit into your personal lifestyle and personal, income and personal goals. We are going to look at the parameters now. But before we look at the parameters, what exactly is budgeting? Because you hear people say, oh, budgeting. What is budgeting? Budgeting is simply a spending plan. So it is a plan on how you're going to spend your money. For example, thinking of a particular month, say the month of September. So what is your September budget going to be like? All it means is a plan on how you're going to spend your September income. Everything that's coming to you, how are you going to spend it? How is the money going to go out? What's going to happen? What's the percentage? How are you going to utilize your money? That's all budget is all about. And why do we need to budget? Okay, we need to budget because the first thing is budget opens your eyes. When you look at what you've been spending, say for example across 3 months, and my advice in order to budget adequately really is to look at your spending over the last 3 months. So go onto your bank statement, your credit card statement, and list down what you've been spending every month across 3 months, and look at the average. This, I bet you, will open your eyes, because it will show you the spending pattern. It will show you how much you've been spending on a particular, item of life. How much you've been spending on your utilities, how much you've been spending on food, how much you've been spending on yourself in maintenance. It just literally open your eyes to see how you've been utilizing your money. Okay. The second reason why we do budget is because budget gives you a control over your money. By budgeting, basically, which is the planning, you have control over your money. You can determine and decide where you want your money to go. You can determine how you want to spend your money, rather than just getting the money, bringing out your card and buying this, buying that, without actually realizing what you are spending your money on. If you budget beforehand, you already have a plan. You've decided, okay, I'm going to spend so amount on this, I'm going to spend so amount on that. So you have control over everything that is coming into you. And the third reason why we do budget is it helps you to save for the future. Without budgeting, you cannot save for the future. Maybe you can save a tiny bit over there, but if you don't have a particular plan for that future, how are you going to save for it? Budgeting is what helps you take care of your future, is what helps you decide what you need for your future, or the particular thing that you are going to, save for. Budgeting is what helps you decide that, and decide the amounts, the frequency of your saving. What else does budgeting help us with? Budgeting helps us putting our spending into perspective. When you look at how much money you've been wasting on things that you cannot even see to recollect or to justify, you begin to see it puts it into perspective. If you're spending, for example, half of your money on food and all takeaways and everything, and you cannot see what you've earned, is all gone in food, it brings everything into perspective, because we should be able to see what we are earning. And what I mean by that is whatever we spend our money on, we should be able to see it and justify. It should mean something to us because we've worked out for our money. And that's part of what budgeting will do. It will put everything into perspective for you. Okay. So how then do we go about budgeting? You hear budgeting here and there. How do you go about budgeting? And I mean you personally. How do I go about budgeting? My lifestyle is different to yours. We probably live in a different country. I live in the UK. You're probably in the US watching this video. You're probably in any other country. My budget is going to be different to yours because my spending patterns and my needs and wants and everything I have to do is going to be different to yours. So which is part of why this video is being split into two, as mentioned before. Okay, so how do we go about budgeting? You're going to calculate your expenses. As mentioned before, my advice is to do it across 3 months so that you can capture exactly how much you spend on a monthly basis by going over the 3 months. Because what you've spent in the first month, you might not spend it in the third month, but you need to be able to include everything within your list of expenses to be able to bring it into your budget. Okay, and the next stage is to calculate your income. So this will be your salary, your side income, any benefits you get from the government, any source of income at all that you have. You've got to capture it, calculate all your income so that you know everything that is coming into you. And the next thing is to identify your goals. So you're going to identify your future goals, and these goals are going to come in different formats. So you would have your short-term goal, you will have your medium goal, and you would have your long-term goal. And what this basically means is, when I say short-term, for example, when you pay insurance, you pay your insurance as an annual fee. The money must come from somewhere. It is not advisable for you to just take a month and just pay for your insurance. You really need to have been saving towards that insurance. So this will be part of your short-term goals. Okay, then perhaps your medium-term goal could be you're going on a holiday. This needs to be planned and saved for, so that you are anticipating it. It's just not just eating you in a particular month when you need to go on your holiday. And when it comes to your long-term goal, could be something like you want to buy your own house, you want to own your own home, you want to buy your own car, you want to get out of debt. Getting out of debt could be medium and it could be long term as well, depending on how much your debt is or how long it's going to take you to pay them off. So all of those things, which is your expenses, your income, your goals, are going to be how we are going to go about budgeting. Okay, so how then do we do this once we've identified all these goals, your expenses on your income? The next stage is to now classify your expenses. So, and what I mean by classify is, again, this is where the personalization comes in. You are going to have a fixed expenses, you're going to have a flexible expenses, and you're also going to have savings and goal. Then the last thing you're going to incorporate is your disposable income expenses, and I will explain when I get there. Okay, what do we mean by your fixed expenses? Your fixed expenses are going to be the items of expenses that you cannot get out of. Either you are contractually bound, or bound in terms of amount, or bound in terms of frequency. So this could be your mortgage, this could be your phone payment. As little as it is, you cannot but pay it. This could be your rent, everything that you are contractually bound to pay will be your fixed budget. Where your flexible budget comes in will be, for example, your grocery shopping. That is flexible because you can bring it down and you can bring it up. Those are not fixed. It's fixed for you to eat. It's compulsory that you have to eat, but it's not compulsory how much you spend on the eating. You can bring your food, your bill down, your grocery bill. So those are going to be flexible. Basically they come under your wants, really. Things that are not really compulsory, things that you are not legally bound, to make payment for. Those will fall under your flexible expenses. And then when it comes to your savings and goals, again, as mentioned, this is what you want to save towards. So this will be all the holidays, as I've previously mentioned. They are going to fall in under your savings goals. And finally, disposable income. And what I mean by that is, when you want to treat yourself, when you want to buy anything that is not compulsory, that is not even a necessity, you just want to spoil yourself, this is where that spending comes from. It's from your disposable income. You shouldn't really be spending anything that is luxurious and not a necessity unless it comes out of your disposable income. And what is disposable income? Disposable income is when you've taken out all of your fixed expenses, your flexible expenses, your savings, your goals. You've taken it out of all of your income. The little that is left is that disposable income that you are at will to use it to spend whatever you want. So you could decide on anything. It could be a monthly thing, it could be a quarterly thing. Just decide within yourself what you want to spend your disposable income on. And it's not compulsory to have a disposable income. You can choose to use your disposable income as an additional savings or something else. You don't necessarily have to have a disposable income, but I always advise personally, I like to have a disposable income the way I do my budgeting, because that is like a treat, for working hard in the month. You've worked hard in a month and there's something that you've been wanting to buy. That's what I use my disposable income for. It's like a treat to say, okay, well done for that month, or well done for that quarter. That's what you've done, and I use my spendings on that. In my next video, we are now going to put all these plans into action. And the rule about the 50, the 30, the 20, we are going to utilize that, because what is going to be 50% for me might not be for you. If you are a student that doesn't have much responsibility, your savings should really be 50%. I can't do 50% on savings because I have responsibilities. So this is where these rules have got to be personalized, and it would be advisable to have put everything that you've learned in this video, for you to have put them into place. Write it down, and we are going to sit together and put together a budget spreadsheet that will be very, very useful to you personally, as opposed to just a generalized plan for everybody. So this will be your plan by identifying all your income, identifying all your expenses and all the categories that they fall into. We'll now be able to use this to construct the perfect budget plan that will be personally useful to you. I hope this video has helped you. Like I said, this is the first part. The second part is coming soon. Please stay tuned. I have got many financial videos coming up on my channel, and please subscribe. It's only by subscribing you will know when these videos are out, as I have two things that I do on my channel. I bring out beauty videos and I bring out finance. So if you're interested in finance, then subscribe to me so you know when these videos are out. So like I said, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please comment, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.